In Chinese traditional architecture, it can simply divide into six genres: Wan, Ming, Jing, Su, Jing, and Chuan. These different genres of architecture are all developed with its unique history and cultural heritage. Wan histories always have Qing tile and white wall. Qing is a color between green and blue, and the gatehouse has curved bricks. So, elegance has become synonymous with Wan architecture. The esteem of Ming architecture is the earth building that has been passed down for more than 500 years. The technology of earth-boring construction is ultimate. The scale of single building is grand and precise. Su architecture is the architecture style from Jiangsu and Zhejiang provinces. Su is full of simple and quiet meaning of Jiangnan water town. Jing architecture is largely influenced by the Shanxi merchants, stable, atmospheric, rigorous, and deep. More than 300 houses in 6 courtyards have been patched. Chuan architecture, popular in Sichuan, Yunnan, Guizhou, is an architecture style that is unique to local ethnic minorities. The honor of Jing architecture lies in courtyard called Siheyuan that has evolved over 700 years. Whether it is a palace or a residential building, they are all based on the courtyard style.
Hey guys, I'm Wade. I come from China. Today I'm gonna talk about Jing genre and why it is unique. Jing genre architecture mostly represented the architecture style in Beijing area, and Jing genre building focuses on Siheyuan. Why this kind of courtyard is called Siheyuan? The courtyard is closed-style residence. The patio is centered on the courtyard, and the various houses are surrounded according to the principle of external reality and the central symmetry. People are chilling in the patio. The four side houses are usually composed of main room, the east and west wing room, or just room, dining room, and kitchen. They are independent and have a corridor connected between them. The house in the north of the courtyard is main room. It is usually built bigger than the rest of the rooms. The owner usually lives in the main room. For the house on the east or west side, they are usually for the kids if the owner has both son or daughter. The dining room is for the maids. You know why Jing genre is unique? Based on the style of Siheyuan, Asian people with extraordinary wisdom designed a masterpiece of Jing architecture. Forbidden City. The Forbidden City in Beijing is 961 meters long from north to south, 753 wide from east to west, and covers an area about 725,000 square meters. It is surrounded by a city wall and protected by a moat.
Now I'm going to introduce some background information of the Chinese Jing genre construction in our traditional history. Let's see at first, before 3,000 years ago, there was a Siheyuan in Chinese, and we call it Sihe Garden in English, in the Western Zhou Dynasty. The remains of the two courtyards unearthed from the Shanxi province, China, are the earliest relic of the courtyard in China. The architecture of the courtyard of the Han Dynasty has been updated and influenced by the theory of feng shui. From the site selection to the layout of the courtyard, there is a whole set of yin and yang with the 5 elements. In the Tang Dynasty, the 4 courtyards were under the Han Dynasty, and the Song and the Yuan Dynasty were opened. Their pattern changed much narrower than before. In the late Tang Dynasty, there was a courtyard house with a gallery, and which is gradually replaced the construction from the last generation. After the Song Dynasty, the gallery was gradually reduced, and finally, it disappeared in the Ming and Qing Dynasty. The courtyard of Yuan, Ming, Qing, in these 3 dynasties, gradually matured, but only the rich businessmen and officials built the houses like the garden, whatever, which began the period of the large-scale formation of the traditional Beijing courtyard houses. In the early 1970s, the site of the Yuan Dynasty courtyard houses unearned in Houying Hutong of Beijing was regarded as a prototype of the Beijing courtyard. After the Ming and Qing dynasty, the Beijing-specific architecture of the courtyard was gradually formed.
Hi everyone, in this section I want to talk about some sample of Jing genre. Well, Jing genre mostly represents the architecture style of Beijing area. Among them, the most famous one should be Siheyuan, which provide for some ordinary people in ancient China. So what means of Siheyuan? Si means is four direction, north, south, west, east. And Siheyuan usually enclosed by a high wall from four direction. That's the reason people use he to express it. And Yuan means is courtyard. So from the name, you guys may know what it look like. And talk about Siheyuan, we have to mention Forbidden City. From the name of that, you should know not everyone could live in Forbidden City. Only some people who have honor status, like the emperor. So as a final protection for the emperor, the designer of Forbidden City strictly follow the design of Siheyuan. They used high walls to protect the emperor, and the wall could like the wall is 10 meters high and 9 meters thick.
There are some issues of ancient Chinese buildings, like most of ancient Chinese buildings are made of wood, especially Jing architecture. The history of those buildings is relatively long. There are many congenital shortcomings, such as more combustible material, prominent fire hazard, low fire resistance, and narrow evacuation channels. The materials can easily catch on fire. But we have some solution to solve this problem. Like we can improve the fire organization, implement the fire responsibility system, and strengthen fire management measures. The management unit of the Asian wooden structures should establish a sound fire safety organization.
So besides some intrinsic factors, some demolition of ancient building result from the development of city. They have to give way to like the contribution of modern community and a modern workplace. They have lose their own advantage during the development of history. So the government want to give up give up this place, and in order to satisfy people's need, that's the reason they destroyed it and rebuild some new building. So I think this is a manifestation of Chinese culture, and the government should appeal to the importance of them and try to advocate the local people to protect them and try to fix this old building instead of just destroy and rebuild some new one.
And now I'm going to introduce another issue of the traditional Asian construction. That is, the precious cultural relics of Asian buildings lead to prevalence of thieves, because for their artifacture, for their souvenir, for their some masterpiece, they are very cherished and treasured. Most of these Asian buildings are located in remote areas. Even if they are filled, the rate of solving cases is very low. However, these Asian building components can obtain high profits in antique market. So for the solution to settle with these problems is use a monitor in the Asian building to have a very precisely records about the people who were surrounding it. And if here's any stealing cases happening again, we can trace with these records to find where is the thief.